Hi, welcome to 22 Northman. I'm Jana, I'm the brewery manager, and I'm going to be going through some initial training, some orientation items with you today. We'll start off with when you first arrive to 22 Northman and where we want you to park. Seasonally, we have different parking places for employees. So we'll go find out where you're supposed to park right now. This is the parking lot that is going to be the public parking lot behind the brewery. Right now it's new, so it's not been tarred yet, and it will be used for customers coming in. Right now it's used for employees. It's off season, it's winter, so we can still park closer to the brewery. In the summer months, when we want these customers utilizing this parking lot, we're going to ask that you park up there. That's the production building. That parking lot right directly to the left of the production building is where we want you parking when you come to work. We'll want you to enter the building through the regular brewery entrance. There is no employee entrance here. So when you come in, where you're going to put your belongings is in the back here. Keith is already back there. Keith is our brewer. He's working away. Good morning, Keith. Back here in the storage area, this is where we're going to put all the employee belongings. So you can put your purse, backpack, personal cooler, whatever you prefer to bring. You can put that in those bins. And then on this wall is where we hang our coats, and the name tags are right above it. Next, you're going to want to clock in, and here's how you clock in. You use the last 4 digits of your social security number to clock in. So clock in, social security number, and then continue to point of sale. As a new employee, you'll get an employee handbook. You will be required to read through this entire handbook, and the last sheet, you sign it and then you give that to our Human Resources Director. When you come in for your first day, you're going to need to provide 2 forms of ID. So either a driver's license, passport, social security card. Also bring in a voided check, and your payroll then will be directly deposited into your account. A couple of things that you'll notice in the handbook. Dress code. We require that you wear dark pants, jeans, either black or blue, no holes, not a lot of stuff going on the jeans, no capris, no shorts, no dresses, no skirts. We will provide an employee shirt for you, as well as you're welcome to purchase some 22 Northman gear, because usually we find that if the employees are wearing some of our apparel, it does make the customers want to purchase those items. As far as shoes, you're going to want to wear very comfortable shoes. There's no sandals, no flip-flops, no mules, no clogs. We really recommend tennis shoes or boots that are very comfortable. You're on your feet a lot throughout the day, inside and out of the building in the summer months, and so wear shoes that are appropriate for the weather and make sure that they are comfortable. Break policy. We do try to give you breaks throughout the day. On a super busy weekend, it's really difficult to do. The goal is to try to give you 10 minutes away just to kind of catch your breath again, make a bathroom run. It gets very busy on the grounds and in the buildings and stuff, so it's very difficult to do that. We'll try to let you get away, maybe get a bite to eat. Of course, you're welcome to have water bottles behind the bar here. They should be covered of some sort so they're not going to spill if they are tipped over. So we'll go through some of the training things. This is something that if you were here, I would have you or myself sign this. This is, we just want to introduce you to the employees. So we'd be walking around, and you'll see some of the employees on future videos. I'll be putting on YouTube so that you can know who these people are. There's quite a few employees here, and you oftentimes don't know who those employees are. Employees are welcome to have an after shift drink, whether it be over at the winery or at the brewery. So there will be times that employees will come in and they'll want their free after shift drink. If you don't recognize the employee, just ask them for an ID, and you can take a look at the employee list to verify that they do work here. So you'll meet other people that work here. We've gone through the clocking in process. We've talked about where to park. and where to keep your personal items. We ask that you bring, if you're going to bring food, that you bring it in a personal lunch cooler. We're not allowed to have employee food in any of our coolers or fridges on the property. So bring your own personal cooler. We have some expectations that we expect of our employees for our events that we have on the campus. Our summer schedule usually is very, very busy. This particular year we have Lagerfest coming up May 30th. Hopefully that will happen. We're in the midst of COVID-19 right now. So we'll just kind of play that out and see what happens with that. Grape Stomp. It is required that all employees work for Grape Stomp. It's our hugest event and we really need all hands on deck. So there is no time off allowed during that time. Oktoberfest, that's another time that's really specified for the brewery. We had an Oktoberfest festival last year and it went over very well. I'm sure it will again this year. And we want all hands on deck for that also. The winter schedule, we do kind of focus on different events in the brewery up in the loft where we'll have maybe Christmas parties and gatherings. We'll have sometimes groom's dinners, and so we kind of focus on that through the winter months. It is required that you are available to work 2 of 3 major holidays: Memorial Day weekend, 4th of July, and Labor Day weekend. And there is an additional dollar amount per shift should you work on those. So early in the season, we usually will ask the employees which holiday they choose to work on, and we'll plug them in for that time and they get a little extra bonus on that. Speaking of extra bonuses, you do get an employee discount working here. You get 30% off from bottles of wine, growlers, and merchandise. In this segment, I'm going to show you the brewery front of house and behind the bar, just kind of some areas that you can familiarize yourself with. So we have the front of house here, and upstairs, of course, is the loft. And then over here we go behind the bar. You saw where to clock in. And we've got some growlers down there, our bags, the gloves that you will use for filling growlers. Of course, here's all our tap lines. We have not opened them up yet for the day. We have another till down here for when it's very, very busy. During the winter months, we just pretty much use one till unless it's a busy Saturday. We have the dishwasher, tasting glasses for our beer flights, and then of course our glassware. We serve our beer in 12-ounce glasses or 19-ounce glasses, depending on mostly the alcohol by volume of each one of them. And then for our flights, those are the little glasses. I'll show you what one of them look like here. And people can get beer in that size of glass too. If they just want to have a small amount of beer, they're welcome to do that as well. Here's all our flight paddles. Customers fill out their flight card with the 4 beers that they'd like to taste. And again, more tasting glasses, more growlers, and our cleaning supply, and of course the hand washing area. All right, so now we're going to go over to the winery. There are some things that you will need at the brewery that you're going to find over here at the winery. There's the tasting room. Got some food items over here. A little deli right now is kind of closed down, but all the wines. And then there's Shelly.
Hi everyone.
Shelly is the tasting room manager. She's very helpful. If you are looking for something that you're trying to locate for the brewery, just ask Shelly. She probably knows where it is. In our storage area here, lots of things to choose from. Toilet paper, paper towels. We've got cleaning supplies, garbage bags. Those are important. Over in here, this is the kitchen, or sometimes referred to as the deli. Here you're going to find some vinyl gloves, which we use those over there. Not a lot in this particular area that we use in the brewery, but you may be referred to come into the deli or the kitchen in search of something. Then we'll go back over here into the wine warehouse. And what you would probably likely be getting over here is going to be pop and water to restock the fridge out in front of the kitchen. That's going to be found in this middle cooler. Lots of stuff in here. Here's all your pop and the water and flavored sparkling water. And the other reason you'd come over here is maybe to drop off bottles for recycling, which usually they are found on one of these carts. And also just cardboard recycling in general. That's where you would put it flattened out and in that bin. And then around the corner here, this office that's Dan's office. He's not in there right now. Dan does our wholesale wine distributing. So he distributes the wine to restaurants and to liquor stores. I'll go in here to the main offices. We'll see who's around. Tyler. There's Tyler. Tyler, what do you do here at the winery?
Oh, I do all kinds of random things, but mostly I do finance and operations.
All right, thanks. Sounds good. Michelle's not here right now. Michelle is our director of marketing. We'll catch up with her later. And down the hall, we have Angie. Hi, Angie. What do you do here?
I do our wine club, payroll, and HR.
HR. So you're the person that nobody really wants to see.
Right.
Okay, good. Good. Good to know. Thanks. And around the corner, we have a break room with a kitchen. There is a microwave here for use. We ask that you don't use the refrigerator. Again, bring your own cooler with your own food in it. But sometimes you'll find meetings are held in here, and you'll be asked to come and join in the conference room. If you'll notice up here, we've got pictures of all the employees. So if you're unfamiliar with someone you're seeing on the property, this is where you can find out who they are and what they do. And your picture will be up here also. As luck would have it, we caught up with Michelle. Michelle, what do you do here? Nothing.
What do I do? I do all the marketing, label design, some social media stuff, the website, print materials, and I also do, I'm the head of the events department.
Great. Thank you. We'll see you around. While we're headed back to the brewery, I thought I would show you the gates that we have here that we are responsible for opening and closing daily. That's gate 1. That's the one that goes directly into the winery. You come around here to gate 2. Gate 2 is always shut. That one is not used, really, I don't think ever. And then down a ways there's gate 3. That one is open and shut daily. And the farthest one, gate 4, is always open. It is everyone's responsibility to open or close those gates, depending on what's going on the campus. If you arrive to the property in the morning and there is a gate that is closed, you are responsible for opening it. In the evening, you are responsible, the last one off the property closes the gates. Sometimes we have events going on, and those event people will be responsible for closing those gates. And we just ran into Troy. Hi Troy, what do you do on the property here?
I'm the grounds and vineyard manager.
All right, so anything you need done, go to Troy.
Yeah.
Coming back to the brewery, and we stopped by the kitchen here, and who do we have here? Stacy. Stacy, what do you do here at the Valkyrie Kitchen?
I am the manager here in the pizza kitchen. We make pizzas, and we do a couple other things like wings and big giant pretzels. You can certainly purchase one when you work, and you do get half off of that meal on the day that you work.
That's awesome. Thank you. Back at the brewery, we got Keith. Keith is our head brewer. Keith, where did you come from?
I am from Colorado.
From Colorado. We're very lucky to have him. Thanks, Keith.
Yep.
Shifts at the brewery start at varying times. If you are on an opening shift, this is the checklist that you're going to be using to prepare the brewery to be opened. We start with sweeping all the floors, stairway, kitchen entry, bathrooms as needed. We then mop all the floors and the stairs and the bathrooms last, of course, after the bathrooms have been cleaned. We have 3 entry mats at the entrance of the brewery, and those need to be vacuumed. Clean bathrooms. We have the cleaning tote that has all the materials in it that you would need to make the cleanest public restroom ever. So this includes cleaning the mirrors, sink, faucet, soap dispenser itself, paper towel dispenser, the countertops, garbage can covers and sides of the garbage cans, the entire toilet bowl. Take a look at that outside of the toilet and make sure that there's nothing on that. You want to replenish the toilet paper, paper towels, and soap as needed. You're going to wipe down any dirty tables and check and fill the table caddies. The caddies house coasters and Cholula and peppers for the pepper flakes for the pizza, and Parmesan, and of course our menus. So you want to make sure that that's all full and nice and neat and tidy. You'll align the benches with the tables and making sure that the filled caddies are in the center of the table and the menus are inserted on the same way on each one. We do have a sign that we set outside that has our hours on it and is changed periodically for seasonal hours. So check that outside entry also and seasonally check to see if it needs to be shoveled or swept or de-iced or whatever. Bring in some firewood. We do have a wood burning fire in here, so you can bring in some firewood if it is fall or winter. In the summer months we don't light that. We have a water station, and so you want to refill that with fresh water. Check our retail items. Make sure that the clothing is neat and straight and folded as needed. Restock if necessary. And then it talks about opening the bar area. We have black anti-fatigue mats that we lay down behind the bar. You'll want to turn on and fill the dishwasher. Remove the tap plugs and put in a mug and run that through the dishwasher to clean them thoroughly, and you're going to store them in water throughout the day. During the low season, you'll take a pitcher and you will pour off some of that beer that's been sitting in the line to ensure that it's very fresh. You're going to put the till in and open it up, or your lead will do that. Take care of putting the till in and counting that down. I like to set out 4 bar towels across the bar so you have ample towels to fill up any spills that you have of the beer. We have tip jars that we put on the bar, and we put $1 in each one of those just to get the ball rolling for the day. The tips are split based on the number of hours that you have worked. Same goes for your credit card tips, but your credit card tips are going to be found on your payroll check. Turn on the music and the televisions, and then get any supplies that you may need for the day. We were just over in the winery and I showed you where supplies were for toilet paper, paper towels, cleaning spray, garbage bags, etc. So if you're asked to run over there and get one of those items, now you know where to get it. As a beer tender, these are some of the coupon items that you're going to run across. One, of course, is 1 free beer. That's simply what it states. 1 free beer, beer of their choice. Doesn't really matter how many in a day. Those are floating out there all over the place, used in different ways. Next one is the Growler of the Month Club. Typically they will come in with their growler. A new one would receive the growler, but they come in with a growler, and then you just simply X off the month that it is, and you go ahead and fill it with the beer of their choice. And then Skull Crawl. That would be, we are on the bottom there, the 22 Northman Brewing Company, and we just put an X on that, or a punch, which currently we don't have a punch to use on that, but I just put an X on that, and then those people coming in get a flight at a reduced price. So instead of being $11, I believe it comes out to $8.79. I'm going to give you an example of filling out a flight for your customer. You'll notice the beers that they chose. So you'll take that from them, you'll assemble your flight paddle, and head on over to the taps. I'm not going to fill these all the way full, just for this demonstration. Then they'll take their flight card and present the flight to your customer. Paddles are labeled 1 through 4 and follow 1 through 4 on the card. Cheers! Next, I'm going to give you examples of pouring the beers. We have a 12-ounce glass and we have a 19-ounce glass. We're going to fill the 19 first. What we're going to do is first you put it over the water. This makes your glass beer ready. Beer clean, as they call it. 2/3 of the way up, you want to tip it and finish it in the middle. Get a beautiful head on that beer. Now I'll fill the 12-ounce. It's a much darker one. This is Night Axe. A perfect pour every time. Cheers. Now we're going to fill a growler. I've labeled the cap for the growler with the name of the beer that's inside the growler and the alcohol by volume content. Here we have a fresh, clean, sanitized growler. Grab a growler hose. We're going to purge the growler with CO2. Take the hose off. I put the bowl underneath the growler just to save from all the excess beer going into the drain here. Just kind of saves on the mess. I like to hold the top up here to make sure that it doesn't come out of the spigot if it should blow, because that can get really messy. You're going to start to see it come out the top here. You want the beer to get up to the 64-ounce line. There it is. Pull it off. Immediately put the cap on. And your growler is full. And then we'll just clean it off. And then I'm just going to add the plastic seal that goes around the top here and use the heat gun to make sure that it's sealed on there properly. And you have a growler to go. At the end of the day, we have a brewery closing checklist that we can refer to make sure that everything is done to properly close the brewery. Last call is 20 minutes prior to close. You want to make sure you give them enough time to enjoy that 19-ounce beer that they just got. You're going to hang the black anti-fatigue mats on a rolling rack and then spray that with a caustic mix. Rinse with plain water and then squeegee the floor dry in back so that it's nice and neat. Remove from behind the bar the garbages and the rolling glass carts. You're going to sweep that behind bar floor and spray with the caustic mix and scrub and rinse with water and squeegee that dry as well. Pour hot water in the tap drains and squeegee it into the drain and wipe it clean. Wipe clean all the stainless steel behind the bar. Empty out all the garbages, one in the men's bathroom, one in the women's bathroom. There's one by the front door. If there's any outside during the summer months, you want to make sure those get taken care of too. All the garbages get wrapped up and tied and taken to the garbage containers that are behind the brewery. Clean all the tables, check and replenish the caddies, neaten up benches. Also look outside in the summer months and make sure that the outdoor summer toys are picked up, brought inside, and that it's nice and neat outside. Flip the chairs on the high tops and upstairs. I mentioned about bringing the games back in. Count down and close the till. This is done by a lead. Count and divide the tips, record divided credit card tips. Again, on the tips, we're dividing them based on the hours worked, the number of hours worked. Make sure all the glassware is washed and drain the dishwasher and turn it off. Don't leave any beer sitting in a glass, especially in the summer months. We have definitely fruit fly problems if there's beer left in the bottom of the glasses. So if you have already run the dishwasher and shut it down, just make sure you rinse out those beer glasses carefully. Make sure they're nice and clean before you leave. Empty the growler tubes bucket and rinse and replace with fresh water and a little bit of caustic. You'll see where that is in the back. Put the tap plugs in the taps, unscrew the ends of the nitro lines to soak in water overnight. Leave both till drawers open. Turn off all the lights and music. During the week, we do leave the fans on overnight upstairs just because it helps with the air movement if it gets too warm upstairs. Lock all the doors, double check, triple check, make sure that Keith's office door is deadbolted, the kitchen door is deadbolted, and lastly the front door. Make sure you put that hours sign inside before you lock the front door. And then as you're exiting the campus, again, make sure that you close those campus gates. So you just talk amongst yourselves and say, I'll catch one, you get three. Thank you for watching the initial training and orientation video for the 22 Northman Brewing Company. I look forward to meeting all of you and working with you very soon. Welcome to the Brew Crew.